Okay, we're gonna have to deal with me having a cold. I need to get this out before the 14th, and I'm recording this on the 13th, so this is going to be pretty damn quick, as production things go. Hey Arti, I want to talk about the future of Hitman for a moment. 2025 was a rough year for Hitman. Not because it was an obscenely terrible time for the game, it had content drops, it wasn't abandoned. No, it was a rough year because players weren't really being listened to. Or at the very least, our current PR team, Marshuet and Combat Glue, who is currently on a mental health holiday, didn't really give off that impression. With a content schedule that was fueled mostly by reusing content and pandering to new players over people who actually purchased the product and game they spent time in, it led to a depressingly small roadmap footprint for veteran players to interact with. The PR team and developers, well, the company you work for it seems, were more interested in appealing to free-to-plays than paying players. And not doing a good job at it, I might add. All this reused content and lack of roadmap landmarks were to be balanced out with celebrity collaborations. In 2025, we had a crossover with James Bond, a mission starring Bruce Lee, and a mission starring Eminem in his own mindscape. Really weird mission. Ultimately, while the missions have their own fans and detractors, it did not escape the feeling that the one mission you put time into was the only thing worth playing for, well, up to 3 months. And repeatedly playing the same mission over and over again gets tiring very fucking quickly, especially considering they were only available for a limited time. And the latter two were also limited DLCs, which is its own special kind of hell that I wish IO and other companies would stop doing. But it was all about the celebrities in 2025, and not the ones playing the game. The company and PR managers traded listening to player concerns and basic update etiquette for banking on star power to raise the profile of their game studio. 2025 was not a bad year for content, but it was such a boring year for veterans, with only small moments of joy. I think you're the key, Arti, to making this game better. You've already demonstrated a willingness to listen and openly talk to players online, and the few actions that you've listened to us about have come through to the game in very short order. Let's talk about what we should do and how to improve for 2026, in what I'm calling the Year of Redemption. We're in the 10th year of the World of Assassination now. March 2026 will be the official release month of Hitman 2016, making this trilogy a decade old. We actually have pre-announced content coming for this year. Another celebrity elusive target is coming. Thank you Game Awards for that. And it's quite possible we'll be seeing more about that co-op mode they've been talking about before the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if a beta ended up releasing, not unlike that Freelancer closed technical test from 2021. All that aside, from spring onwards, 2026 should be focused on game maintenance, new challenge packs with more useful unlocks that don't break the game or contribute to the glut of useless junk we currently have. And frankly, making this game actually playable 20 years from now. I still think content drops, and maybe even a new celebrity contract twice a year, is worth doing still, but the novelty of these contracts have worn off, especially if you make every update feel special. Because if you make every update feel special, then none of them feel special. That's the flaw in the original plan. And it isn't helped by the developers using the same old map routine that has become standard because the focus on celebrities and the FOMO content. Temporary elusive target, ETA contract, 2 to 3 challenges with thematic unlocks attached, a new DLC related to the celebrity with unlocks and safe house cosmetics, and 2 featured contract badges. It's been like that since 2024. You, Arti, are the player engagement specialist for IO, a person to do live streams and hold interactions with the community. One could even say like some kind of public relations person. And you have been shown to be enthusiastic about the game and making it better. There is a level of confidence and truthfulness about how you speak and write posts that honestly endears me to you. I'm actually quite giddy anytime you talk, because I know that you'll be saying something that I can trust. So I hope this video helps in understanding the problems we now face. So what changes should be done? Well, de-emphasizing your FOMO content would be a start. I know IO executives won't like hearing that. After all, that's how you get lots of people to play the game in short periods of time. But veteran players are not happy about limited time content, and haven't been happy about it since 2016, and even the people who don't play regularly aren't exactly happy with the time limited DLCs. Elusive targets should just be permanent missions now. Same goes for the gloved suits, which have traditionally been rewards for beating an elusive target with Silent Assassin rank. If you want to make the suits obtained more challenging, I don't take issue with that. Make them only possible to attain by reaching Silent Assassin properly in the main level, or even SASO if you're feeling particularly vindictive. But these suits and missions cannot remain time limited any longer. The decision to lock the suits behind missions, and the missions behind arbitrary delays and reruns in the schedule, has always been controversial. And there's now precedent for 2 other elusive suits to be obtained by other means. The Florida Fit with gloves can be obtained via Dartmoor Garden Show, and the Imperial Classic with gloves can be obtained via an escalation. And I think in Hitman 3 they changed that. I could be wrong there. It's just not worth the headache anymore for you. Another change I'd love to see is simplifying the buying process. It's no secret by fans that this time last year, IOI kinda fumbled keys to the Empire by releasing the now infamous Sapienza edition. An edition so reviled and hated for being so unnecessary and so anti-consumer, despite the PR team trying to claim otherwise at the time, that no one liked it. What was marketed as an alternative path into buying the game for new players, it only contributed to it being even more complex to purchase than necessary. This edition was sheepishly removed after 5.5 months. I said this at the time, and I'll say it again here. If the PR people claimed to listen to us, then this would not have lasted a week. But they continued on because potential profits were seen over potential players. And I feel like the same removal should apply to WoA Part 1. It only exists specifically to make the game cheaper on Steam and to trick customers who only look at drop-downs. It is the kind of dark pattern behaviour that flies in the face of IOI's original goal in 2023 to merge all 3 games into one complete experience. The game should jettison WoA Part 1. Jettison the old deluxe pack, update the completed celebrities DLC to include all the later added celebrities, or rather the ones you reliably get the rights to, and also delist the 7 Deadly Sins DLC. Just clean up the monetization in general. Do I have to say that? But apparently I do. Have the free starter pack act as a trial, a taster for players. That's still good, that serves a purpose. Then sell the WoW Standard Edition, which should contain all 3 games' base content, including Golden Handshake and The Last Resort from the Hitman 2 Gold Edition, which are both necessary story missions from that game, and all base content from Hitman 3. And then the WoW Deluxe Edition should just include everything else that's missing, which I think is what it's doing right now. The sniper missions, 7 Deadly Sins, deluxe pack items, you name it. Going back to what I said earlier, offline mode needs a revamp. It has been 9 years since any large-scale change happened to how offline mode works. There's no escalations offline, no path to mastery, levels, no challenges, no XP, no SA indicator. No scoring! All you have are your unlocks from online mode and the ability to save. That is not good enough, and has not been acceptable since Hitman 3 started, let alone when the game was in Squenix's hands. This is the biggest problem facing the game's future. This is what makes the game lost to time. Never mind questionable balance decisions, and mods such as Peacock should not be picking up the slack that you should be doing. I don't care if this takes you all year. Offline improvements are needed, and the constant heel dragging has to stop. A decade without a cromulent offline mode is patently absurd. I think it's high tide something was done about it. And finally, Freelancer needs updates. The Mercy's economy is currently out of control, the mastery track is insanely grindy, making it feel like any rewards for time spent in the mode not worth doing, and the removal of Freelancer tools when you fail a campaign should probably be changed to be less punishing. actively kneecapping players by not giving them the tools needed to beat objectives was always a strange design choice that only alienates players when they inevitably fail. If you want players to play your roguelike mode, don't give them reasons to turn off and play something else. As a final note, this is the first time in 2 years where I feel like IO are actually listening. The developers seem to be getting our complaints and requests, and that is solely because of you, Arti. I'm no longer in this permanent state of dread when updates arrive. I feel assured that things are happening behind the scenes, and I feel hopeful about the game's future. I know this comes off as bootlicking, or whatever other words people use for that. What can I say? You made a hell of a first impression on me, and everyone else you've talked to. I think you're a nice guy. I have plenty of past videos that go deeper into everything I've spoken about here if you really want to go down those rabbit holes. Some more sweary than others, I apologise profusely in advance, but I really do want this game to be the best it can be. And you are the key to all that, Arti. Just keep on doing what you're doing right now. And I feel like 2026 can be the best year for Hitman so far. And if 2026 is the swan song for Word of Assassination, let's go off on a high note. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you a lot later. Happy 2020 Part 6, everyone. It's good to feel happy again, isn't it? Now all I need to do is shake this bloody cold.